For plebs, by plebs, dropping the Bitcoin-only signal. Pleb Underground. Welcome everyone to the Pleb Underground.
Welcome back to Pleb Underground. This is episode 64. No, I'm not going to start rapping. Guys, we do not have Walton here today, but have no fear. I've got with me awesome memer, part of the Meme Factory, and one of the hosts of the upcoming Having Party. That's right. I've got GregZag joining me on Pleb Underground. Greg, thank you so much for joining me on the show and inadvertently becoming my co-host for this episode.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. You made it to another episode of the Pleb Underground podcast. This is episode 64. I'm so excited to be the co-host.
It's moving forward. Greg.
What?
It's a YouTube show.
You're a YouTube show.
It's not a podcast.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's right. Like yours is not a YouTube show. It's a test stream.
Right.
This is a YouTube show, not a podcast.
Nobody's ever going to shut us down. That's why.
That's true. That's actually true. So actually, speaking of which,
I've been told.
Speaking of which, before we dive into the numbers, how many test streams have you done?
Low hundreds. 105, 106.
What have you learned in 106 test streams?
Oh my goodness. I've learned that there is an endless pit of interesting Bitcoiners, and I still have to show up every week to talk to them.
Well said. All right. Look, I can agree with that. It also, I know in my case, it keeps me interested in Bitcoin, keeps me interested in kind of like what's happening. And it does also leave some credence to the fact that there is this unspoken social layer in Bitcoin that we pretend doesn't exist, but that exists very much.
Skin in the game. Y'all know my face and my positions.
Oh God. All right, guys, you can see what type of episode this is going to be, and we are going to move it on over to the numbers. The numbers, of course, brought to you by timechainstats.com. And at the time of this recording, the block height is 818,310. The Bitcoin fiat exchange, 37,857. Total public Lightning capacity, 5,354. Moscow time, 26:41. Fastest fee, look at that, 39 sats per VByte. Guys, we're 150 days away from the halving. And of course, the chain rewrite days, 672. How you feeling about those numbers, Greg?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but those sats per VByte were a lot higher not that long ago.
Look, not going to lie, the Ordinal Wizards were busy fixing Bitcoin with pictures. They were.
Is that what it was? They fixed it?
Yeah, they fixed it.
Oh, they fixed it for us.
Listen, it was broken before.
It was totally broken. I'm so glad they fixed it. Really fixed that security budget problem. Yeah.
We were going to go into the minor death spiral if it wasn't for the benevolent Ordinal Wizards.
And they put us into a major death spiral.
Please explain that.
Well, you said minor, and then went with the major.
Okay, I got it. I'm just regarded. I didn't.
It's just a dad joke. So.
No, it was good. You did a good play on words, and I'm just an idiot. So well played. Well played. All right, let's take a look at our first article for the numbers. All right, guys, we've got this tweet from Zach Vol, and I know you're thinking, what the hell does this have to do with the numbers? But please, let me just plead my case. I take OPSEC very seriously. That's why I'm buying a bright orange hat that says Ledger with a pocket to hold my ledger whenever I walk around in public. What could go wrong? And let's just take a quick look. It's a 24-second vid.
Hold on, this is not my thing. This music is tired. Fine. He's gonna have to play something else.
Who's wearing that?
Let's go talk to the DJ. Or I'm out of here.
All right, guys.
This guy looks like a pedophile. Who is that?
He's got the pedo look. But I just want to point out the reason why this is part of the numbers is because I'm kind of tossing back and forth what percentage of head injuries Ledger is going to be contributing to in the future. That's really what I'm thinking of.
Like a crescent shape indentation.
It's like wearing a traffic cone on your head that could be worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of, right, fiat.
You remember Mr. T?
I sure do.
Mr. T made a statement back in the 80s or the early 90s. He used to wear like these heavy chains, and he used to for him it was a representation of how much money he was making at that point in time. Now he doesn't wear big chains; he wears little chains. But like, this is worse than that. So like, not only are you advertising, here's my shit, come steal it. Like, at least with the chain, you didn't know if it was like plated gold or just like steel colored gold. Like, this guy, whoever's coming after you, knows you've got Bitcoin, and he's going to hit you with a wrench and take it. Like, it's the dumbest thing. Also, it looks great.
Wait, what looks great? The gold chains or the giant traffic?
The hat. I was just remarking on the stylish looks of the hat. I mean, it looks
stylish. You would wear that out with your wife? You could see yourself.
I mean, only if I felt like not remembering.
Where would you wear that exactly?
You could wear that at the bibliothèque. Yeah, you could wear it
for the people who don't understand that. That's library in English.
Yeah, you could wear it at the discotheque. Anything with a tech, really.
Got the beef tech.
The beef tech. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, in other words, you're never wearing that hat, is what you're telling people.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. So I'm thinking about this. Okay. I'm also thinking about this with that hat. Mr. T. Would you fuck with Mr. T? Like, if let's say you didn't know he was Mr. T. You see this big dude, right? He's walking by you in the street. Right. Like, would you instinctively think, I'm going to punch this guy in the face and I'm going to take his chains?
Prime Mr. T? No.
Not Prime Mr. T, right? I'm not talking about today, just T. I mean,
T.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like little T now.
E.T.
Anyways, okay, but think of the dude, not trying to be mean, just being realistic. Think of the dude that is buying that hat, that is wearing that hat around with his hardware wallet in it.
I feel like that dude.
Think he's going to be as intimidating as Mr. T?
That dude has monkey JPEGs on his
JPEGs. That's right.
Twitter profile.
That's right.
He's storing monkey JPEGs on his ledger. I feel bad for the criminal coming after him with that wrench. He's not going to get what he thinks he's getting.
He stuck me with shit coins. Now I have to trade all of this.
Shit coins?
Crap.
Fuck. Plus, it's a ledger. Like, you could have gotten all that information off of a leak already anyway. You didn't have to leave your house with a wrench. You could just hopped online and, all right, just take a look at the leak data. All right, got it. Okay.
This is exactly it. So, guys, look, the reality is that hat is definitely contributing to head injuries. Just saying. Now, on a more serious note,
it's not getting anybody laid. That's for sure.
It's not getting who laid?
Anybody wearing that hat is not getting laid.
No.
Sorry.
No. Yeah, that's pretty much the equivalent to wearing the wizard hat.
It's worse.
Just saying.
Wizard hat, you've at least got communities where that's like normal. Like if you're LARPing or if you're going to medieval fairs a lot, nobody's going to blink at a wizard hat. There is nowhere you can go with this ledger hat where somebody's not going to make fun of you or wonder what the hell you're doing with your life.
This is true. Okay. We're moving on. We're moving on from the ledger hat. We know it's awful. We know it's going to contribute to the head injuries. Let's take a look at our next numbers tweet. Moving on, something a little bit more serious, numbers related. Let's dive into this. This is actually, Walton provided this for us in this episode, and let's dive into this tweet. Mononautical. So far this November, BRC20 related transactions. Look at this. If people who don't know what BRC is, we've done a clip about, a few clips actually, about the shitcoins that exist on Bitcoin. That's what BRC20 tokens are. Anyways, paid 895 BTC in fees, 35.8% of all transaction fees for 1,009. I don't know, what is that? MVB.
Might.
I got to look that up.
I don't know. All this tweet is telling me. All this tweet is telling me, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm seeing right here, is that these VCs have figured out that instead of spending money on a marketing budget, they can drive the narrative saying, we fixed Bitcoin's security budget, right? They're just taking marketing dollars and throwing them into these transactions so that in a few months or in a year when they're pitching whatever they're, look what this did for Bitcoin already. We fixed the security budget. This has built-in its value. It's total bullshit. Magical virtual byte.
Okay, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to pop it up in the show so that we know what the hell an MVB is. But anyways, it takes 36.8% of the block space. I do agree with you, Greg. And it's across 5.5 million transactions. 53% of all transactions. Okay. So those numbers, right? Those are numbers. Doesn't really mean much to me. What it tells me, though, sadly, is that there's a lot of people that for some reason don't really understand Bitcoin's value proposition. And they honestly think that gambling on this vapor crap is somehow going to provide them a return. This is the problem. This is not collectors, okay? These are not collectors, people who just are genuinely passionate about some type of digital art or something like that. These are people that are hoping on a return, okay? And what these people just need to understand is that the people creating this stuff and the people marketing this stuff, they are the ones that are making the alpha. They're the ones making the alpha.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a shrewd marketing move on their behalf. I bet they spend less on marketing than they did on jamming all of their inscriptions through on a few transactions over a couple of days, right? And then they can just look back at that and use that as data to point. Look how we fixed it. And then the maximalists are gonna have to wait fucking 3 years to be like, no, look, you broke it, you fucking idiot. It wasn't worth anything ever. You got tricked again. You should be buying Bitcoin and sitting on it for 8 years before even thinking about moving it.
It's a very good point. That's a very good point. And this is why we often harp on, on the fact that Bitcoin is a savings. It's a form of savings technology. That's what it is. Like it's not here to be an investment or anything like that. It's here to be savings technology. And for some reason, people just decide that, I don't know if it's hodling is too boring or what it is. I personally don't find it boring, in all honesty. I don't find hodling boring at all. I actually find it, mentally challenging, right? Because you're always hearing news, especially if you're in the Bitcoin space, right? If you're just hodling and you're never really paying attention and you're just constantly accumulating Bitcoin, I think it's a lot easier. But if you're in this space and you're paying attention to the constant cycle of corporate-backed FUD on a daily basis, it's like a roller coaster. Right? It is like a roller coaster. Even though you know that you're not going to sell your Bitcoin based on any of this bullshit, you're not just going to go and convert it into fiat out of fear because of any of this BS. It's still a roller coaster of information.
That's funny too, because it's our little sector of the economy, call it crypto. You can see how fiat institutions drive the bubbles for all the oh my God, I'm losing these words. But you can see how these fiat institutions drive the business cycle bubbles in a microcosm with Bitcoin. Because like, here it is, you see the money coming in on the front end. They're going to sell you shit at the top and rug you. And there's your bubble. That's how bankers make this fucking money. That's how VCs make this money. They create the market, push it up to the top with marketing, rug you, and then you're out of the you don't get your money back. You don't even get your money back. Fuck revenue, fuck profits. You don't get shit. Sorry. Enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And for some reason, people encourage these grifters. Like I don't know if you saw, but Crypto Man Ran or something like that. He has some bullshit product called Bubbles. And like it's all like just or crypto bubbles or something like that. And it's essentially like it's all these like communities that get together and talk about crypto. And you can essentially what you can do is, right, you can take a look at these bubbles and figure out like which communities are growing fastest and which ones are getting right. Because remember the shitcoin narrative is always about the community, right? The community that drives the tech, that drives the adoption, that drives the feature set. Oh, you want it. I know you want it. I just saw the hot dog meme. I just saw the hot dog JPEG. I just saw the fucking... That's all I saw was the hot dogs. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I know you were doing the other one with the guy, like, but...
No, whatever. Hot dogs works. I know Aaron Hans is going to pop on here later, take that screen cap and throw hot dogs at me.
He definitely is. All right.
Anybody.
Guys, that wraps up the numbers, and we are going to move it on over to the Fireside Chat. The Fireside Chat is brought to you by CypherSafe. Check them out at cyphersafe.io. As the bull run comes closer, we hear more and more about hacks. You need to keep your seed safe. Store your seed in the Cypher Grid. Comes with this awesome little punch tool, and you can grab them at cyphersafe.io. If you appreciate high-quality Bitcoin art, check out the Bitcoin Rouleau Triangle from cyphersafe.io. Bitcoin art made by fellow Bitcoiners. That's 16 ounces of solid titanium, the Bitcoin Rouleau Triangle. Check it out at cyphersafe.io. Welcome back, everyone. We are diving into the Fireside Chat, and of course, it's no surprise. We've got GregZag from the Meme Factory joining us. Greg, you're in the hot seat. We are going to, yeah, that's right. We're going to ask some very difficult questions, so there's going to be a lot of the hot dogs on the face moments, okay? Yeah, that's right.
Of course.
I'm going to get dirty right away, okay? And here's the first question. Yeah, it's going to be bad.
All right.
So why, what's the deal with the Meme Factory? Why did you guys... How many of you are there or aren't there? And why did you guys start doing the Meme Factory?
Look, as we all know, the Meme Factory doesn't exist. But if it did, there might be roughly 11 members. And why did we start it?
Yes.
We were all already in a chat, and Bitcoin was far less adopted than it is today. So people in our normal friend and family circles just weren't talking about Bitcoin, and we're kind of tired of us talking about Bitcoin. And we all were just making memes about it together and laughing at each other's memes. And we thought it'd be funny to keep doing that and have a little chat where we could keep it all in house and keep each other sane through the ups and downs of the Bitcoin cycle. And now the goal is pushing Bitcoin adoption just as fast as we can possibly make it happen.
That is a wonderful canned response, and I really appreciate your candor. It's fantastic. All right.
Now, was that a candid response or a canned response?
Canned response, right? Like that was a canned response. Like that was a canned response. I feel like.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You don't have to apologize. I'm an idiot, so it doesn't matter. No, because you know what? The whole time while you're explaining that, I'm thinking, where the hell is Greg hiding Sweet Toshi and Labra?
Labra's not hiding. He's on Noster. So I gotta give the guy props. Labra told us there was only ever going to be 21 Labra HODL, and he was never coming back. And he pushed the limits on those last two and got them canned quickly. Now he's off on Noster. He's not coming back. Sweet Toshi, we knew where he was. We love that guy. Or girl, whoever.
Is she okay? Is she okay?
I think she is doing just fine. I imagine Sweet Toshi was an OG, so I imagine he's on an island somewhere at this point.
I miss him. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of my favorite Bitcoin memers, and yeah, whenever I see the Meme Factory, I think, where the hell is Sweet Toshi?
He was palling around with us at the time the whole thing formed up, and he disappeared just as quickly almost.
Okay, so look, but before we dive into some more Meme Factory stuff, actually no, this is pretty Meme Factory stuff. I was thinking of the halving party. You know, my brain, it doesn't work very well. All right, what are the qualifications for getting into the Meme Factory?
We have an application
honestly,
page.
No, hold on. Before I let you answer that question, I just want to point out, I have been making terrible memes for like 4 years now, okay? And all of you hate me. Like, I don't mean just the Meme Factory, okay? Like, all of these meme factions, nobody wants me in their meme faction. What are the qualifications for getting into these meme factions? I mean, I've had some bangers with at least 30 likes.
I didn't. Well, I mean, we to get into the Meme Factory, it's
Let's start with that. How do you get into the Meme Factory? And then we can talk about Phil's rejection. Why is Phil rejected?
You weren't rejected. There was no application. I never saw an application.
Tell me about the application.
The applications, it's memefactory.com/apply, I believe. But I'll throw a link up on my Twitter so people can take a look at it.
We're going to put it in the show notes for people who want to apply to the Meme Factory.
Exactly. It'll be in the show notes. So yeah, you got to go through the whole form that's there, fill out all the information, and then we we look at everything we receive and try to make a valid decision. And then once we have candidates for acceptance into the meme factory, it needs to be a unanimous decision. And that is really hard to achieve. Really, really hard to achieve. That's really why we had I think Rope was the last edition, and I think we may or may not have some candidates on the table, but we haven't put anything to a vote.
All right, so ultimate.
So
hold on a second. Hold on. I'm stuck on this unanimous decision now that I looked up the word. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I know what that means. But I was just thinking about this. Do you put a poll together? Is that what everybody?
We've got a Telegram channel. We'll throw a poll up. And is this person? Do we bring this person in or no? Yes, no.
Okay, so what happens when has it ever been 50-50?
It's been worse than 50-50. But yeah.
No, but 50-50 is like pretty much like who makes the decision in that case? Like, do you have a tiebreaker? What's the tiebreaker? What's the tiebreaking? Does it have to be a tiebreaker?
No, it's not a simple majority. So
it's not a simple majority. So
everybody's vote. It needs to be unanimous.
Oh yeah, I forgot what that meant.
God, you're the worst brain in the whole space.
It's Friday, right? It's Friday. It's fucking Thanksgiving. This is our Thanksgiving special. Nobody can expect miracles.
We've had multiple votes. We've had multiple votes on the same people.
So hold on a second. No, so let's go back to this unanimous decision now that I remember what that word means.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in the case that there's like one person, two people that don't want that person in? Like, what do you guys do? Do you all start to try to pull that person in? Or is it just okay, we can't do this? Done.
Can't do it. I mean, there have been situations where there were concerns where one or two people were bringing up, I don't know if this is a good fit because blah, blah, blah. And we then hash out some things and either it works or it doesn't. But the reason we decided on unanimous decisions is my fault. I brought Sailor into the chat at one point and everybody blew up at me because
respect to your colleagues.
You know what?
To your colleagues.
Sailor, sorry, didn't get a unanimous decision. You're out. And
look, man, he doesn't get to join the meme factory because he makes AI memes. Okay, he doesn't get that.
We were all simping 4 years ago. It's a matured audience.
That's right. Okay, we've matured since then. At first, we were enamored by his Bitcoin purchases. Now he's just robbing us blind. Okay,
leave some.
Leave some. What are you doing, man?
Stop driving the price up.
I don't earn money as fast as he does.
No,
you kidding me? I don't earn fiat as quick.
Borrow it as fast. They don't earn it as fast.
Damn it.
Pain.
Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on. You skipped over an answer. Yeah, no. You think I don't notice these things because I'm not the smartest?
You can't answer my question.
No, you didn't answer my question.
Understand how it works?
You didn't answer it.
Keep talking. Why you're talking?
Okay.
What did I miss?
This is what you missed. Okay. What is the actual criteria to get in? I get you get the unanimous decision, but like, do you guys vote on memes, or is it like memes and attitude, or does follower count have anything to do? I guarantee you nobody's ever asked you this crap before, but guess what?
No, follower count has nothing.
And we're having a good time. So I'm gonna make you spill the beans.
Rope may have had like less than 1,000 followers when we brought him in. But
that's Rope though. I mean,
if you're making us all,
you guys paid attention. Let's be honest.
Making us all laugh, then you get a good shot.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome.
If you're making us all laugh, that's the real key.
Okay. So, entertainment value.
So, which is, I'm not really sure why.
Was that attitude or meme? Is it because his memes made you laugh, or him as a personality made you laugh?
Well, I mean, to start with, his memes were making us laugh, and then his personality was the real icing on the cake. We didn't have any people who liked their siblings that much before him.
I can't disagree. Nothing that you've said is inaccurate. Okay. All right. So the meme factory, look, you guys did the yellow plushie. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I got one because you know me, I'm a sucker for swag. Can't help it. What's on the horizon? What's on the horizon for the meme factory?
Well, the meme factory works and I've got Cedric Youngelman to thank for this this framework. The Meme Factory works as close as possible to how the Wu-Tang Clan functioned, where you've got a bunch of people who do their own thing, and every once in a while they come together under one banner. And stuff like the yellow plushie came out of that, or the merch store, or what's coming up next is the halving party. So, and these are all ideas that came from different members in the group, and they have to make it on their own merit. It's anything we do is usually is going to be an opt-in. So somebody will come up with an idea. Some people say no, some people say yes. If money's required to make the thing go forward, if you don't put the skin in the game, you're not going to reap any benefits from it. So if you want to do it under the banner, you've got to get the unanimous approval, or at least unanimous funding, or funding from the people who want to be part of that particular project in order to make it go forward under the banner.
Very well explained. I got to admit, I like that. And I got to pull up a nerdy fact, right? Wu-Tang stands for witty, unpredictable talent and natural game.
No, it doesn't. That's awesome.
It does. Look that up, man. It's like, yeah, it's. Hey, look, I'm a geek, and Wu-Tang Clan came out when I was like 12 years old, or no, I was like 13 or 14. Yeah, that's right. I'm a Gen Xer. So, as you could imagine, back then, nobody had ever heard any kind of hip hop like that, you know, and it just totally freaking blew our minds. Like that.
I thought it was from a like an old kung fu movie. Like there was a Wu-Tang Clan. But you're saying it's actually an acronym.
It's an actual acronym. But obviously, like, it's totally based on it's totally based on Shaolin, right? Like the Shaolin ninjas and stuff like that. And actually, there was, if I'm not mistaken, there was a documentary, not a documentary. What kind of a documentary on Netflix about it, which was pretty cool. And I don't remember it. That's right. So I'm going to leave everybody.
I don't think this exists. This is like the meme.
It does. It totally exists. I'm not making
this shit up. You're gonna make me go look at Netflix. There's nothing there. You're just burning my time later on today, and you're laughing about it already.
You know what? I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, we're gonna do some of that ASMR stuff. I'm gonna find that link, and you're gonna get that link.
Yeah, do it public. Put it up on Twitter.
You think I have no shame? I'm gonna find it.
You're not gonna find shit.
Find it. It's there.
It's family dinner, and you're gonna forget. You told me you were gonna find it.
All right, he's making fun of me on my own show. This you guys are lucky. You guys are lucky that I like you, and I'm lucky that you like me.
Not only am I making fun of you on your own show, it's now partially my show because I'm a host.
You are
co-host. You did this.
I made him co.
You point your finger at somebody. You have 3 more pointing back at you.
It's co-host for the episode. It's just the episode. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about the big thing right now. So yes, you know, the halving party, not going to lie. That's coming up. As you know, Greg, I am a shut-in. I don't leave my house, so it's nothing against you guys, right? I don't leave because that's who I am. One day, maybe that changes with enough therapy. I leave. But for now, I don't. So for the people who will be going to the halving party or want to go or are interested in going, all right, let's talk about the halving, right? The first thing is the halving is every 210,000 blocks. The Bitcoin halving reward cuts in half. Right now it is 6.25, I believe. And we're going to be going down to 3.125. Now, for the viewers, tell us, what do you guys have in store? What is the halving party and what do you have in store for everyone?
All right, so the halving party, remember we went a little earlier talking about how ideas get propagated through the meme factory.
Yes.
Big Sean Harris, Big Sean, was really mad that he had spent the last halving online in his boxers, drinking and watching Pomp crack a beer on his monitor, and he was like, "This is it. This is the halving that I get." Like, all right, I mean, I get that the price is going to run, but what's the pomp and circumstance here? Why don't I have something cooler? So Sean came up with the idea that not only should we throw something for Bitcoiners to celebrate this event that happens every 4 years, roughly every 210,000 blocks. He wanted to have it centered in El Salvador, essentially, the Bitcoin capital of the world, the first country to make it legal tender. So we did our best to guesstimate when a halving was going to happen. You can't guess it exactly correctly, but It's scheduled for April 3rd through the 5th. It'll be at a hotel named the Royal Decameron. It's got events. It's got if you've bought a ticket and bought your hotel room, you've got food and drink included through the entire thing. I asked Sean for some talking points on the halving before I popped on here, and he says he doesn't want to give away a ton just yet. I'm reading. He says, but we're going to have games, Bitcoin trivia, live entertainment, specifically cultural shows, possibly some other live entertainment. And then like the stuff that comes naturally at the hotel. You've got surfing, you do morning walks. We're going to have speakers. We don't want it to be like kind of like a conference where it's all you've got is the speakers.
Yeah.
So it's more of going to be like a choose your own adventure thing. So if you want to come and you want to hang out with your family and enjoy other people who are there celebrating the same thing as you, that's available to you. If you want some of the conference feel, that's going to be available to you with workshops and conferences and cultural shows.
You know what? As I'm listening to this, I'm thinking you guys should do like a Satoshi hunt. You know, hiding QR codes all over the place or something like that. Not that I'm looking for a reason to get you to give away sats.
It's already been discussed.
Totally not. and I just did that, and I suck. I know I do, but you know that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, so it's we'll have entertainment, we'll have education, we'll have. We might have a scavenger hunt. That's a great idea, and it's
not a bad idea. You know, people would be interested in that. Gets people to move. Not that Bitcoiners don't move, because Bitcoiners are the move. You know, more of the movers. Like we see that the shitcoiners tend to have the other non-moving body types.
But also, if you're like me and you're a homebody or you don't like. I'm not super big. I'm kind of an introvert. Like I'm not super big on like socializing with large groups of people. It wears me out. So like if you want to just sit by the pool and have drinks with your family and then like maybe talk to a few people, anything you want to do will be available for you.
Stop encouraging me, Greg. Stop encouraging.
Yeah. We're not trying to alienate anybody except for shitcoiners.
Yeah. And that should be the goal, right? Like that should definitely be the goal. I mean, I like that, man. I appreciate it. And you know what? We're going to put a link to all of that in the show notes. And as I explained to Greg before we started the show, I suck, and Pleb Underground has a referral link for the having party. But because I'm such a degenerate, I always forget to shill it. And we're going to put it in the show notes. So if people want to go to the having party, you could use our link. You could also not use our link and just go to the having party. What is it? Havingparty2024.com? Is that it?
BitcoinHavingParty.com.
BitcoinHavingParty.com. We are going to have those links in the show notes. And guys, that wraps up the Fireside Chat. And
so
we are going to... Pardon?
It's so much warmer now.
Isn't it? It's cozier. It's a little cozier.
Fire.
It's not bad. We like the Fireside Chat. It makes people happy. Yes. All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to move on over to REKT. REKT is brought to you by BTC Pins. Check them out at btcpins.com. Use the code PlebUnderground for 5% off. Awesome pins made by a fellow Bitcoiner. As always, I got to show off my collection. You know it. Gotta love it. btcpins.com. Use PlebUnderground for 5% off. All right, guys. Let's dive into REKT. I can't help it. I couldn't help it. Greg, I don't know if you saw this tweet, but this is REKT. Yeah, it's a tweet from Bitcoin Magazine, Justin. The first ever Bitcoin Crocs shoe has officially launched. No.
Just when you thought David Bailey couldn't get more desperate.
This is okay. So let me ask you this: better, equal, or worse than the Ledger hat? Don't get me wrong. Head injuries are much worse than being.
This one hurts your soul. This one hurts you in the soul, not in the brain. But
it's kind of like this one kind of calls in like more stuff like kneecapping, right? Like you're less likely to get a bludgeoning to the head. And of course, we're not advocating for any kind of violence or anything like that. We're just talking about if you decide to wear something that advocates possibly how much money you have or that you may be well-to-do. Sometimes, unfortunately, it invites poor behavior, from people who think they should be entitled to take it from you. I just have to give that caveat because it is YouTube. And of course, we are evil for even trying to discuss something this ridiculous. Sorry, Greg, go ahead.
I don't know, man. It's just that you and I know the Bitcoin shoe has been done before. And
but has it been done with this much in your faceness?
So the previous Bitcoin shoe was done in Bitcoin fashion. Wasn't ostentatious, right? It was subtle.
Subtle, more subtle.
And it seems like Bitcoin Magazine has taken a different approach from the style all the way to the chosen footwear.
Like a shoe, like a clown shoe.
Like a clown shoe. It's similar to a clown shoe. And to answer your question, this is not as bad as the Ledger had asking for a $5 wrench attack, but the rest of it fits. This guy's the girl wearing this is going to be involuntarily celibate for as long as they're wearing it.
And they're gonna wear like thick socks, right?
I imagine if you bought this shoe in the first place, you will also be wearing like
right below the knee, thick socks right below the knee.
Tube socks, socks, the big white ones with the with the.
So, am I understanding this correctly? You are more, and again, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you're more of an advocate for a kneecapping, a possible amputation of the foot over a head bludgeoning, correct?
I think these scream "stay away from me" to everybody.
Yes.
Whereas the hat is calling out to somebody in particular. Either way, neither of them look like great investments. I'd probably stay away from both.
I'd stay away from them too. Okay, so those are terrible shoes, and yeah, Dave Bailey, Bitcoin Magazine. I love some of your stuff, but this is not it. This is not it. No. All right.
It looks like a wizard made that shoe.
You know what? It's got that Ordinals vibe. It does have that Ordinals vibe.
Screams Ordinals.
Yeah, it does. It screams. It screams.
You probably have to wait.
It screams wow.
You probably have to wait for this shoe to clear all the way to your house. And when it gets to you, it's not worth as much as you thought it was when you bought it.
Sure isn't.
And you probably can't sell it.
No, you can't. No, you can't. I mean, look, again, people know me. I'm a collector, right? I like to keep things in mint condition. So I do see a case for collectors possibly buying these, hiding them, and keeping them in mint condition because one day they may be able to sell them to a greater fool. This is possible.
You know what, though?
It's possible.
You think you'd make more buying sats?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I think I'd be happier, too, owning sats.
Yeah, you'd make out better with sats.
You're right. I would make out better with
on
sats.
any time frame.
And guys,
pick a time frame.
This is not investment advice. It's not investment advice, but it is a good time to bring up our... No. Well, hold on. We got to bring up our message by BTC Delica, right? Not your keys, not your coin. Keep your Bitcoin off of exchanges. We've got links in the show notes to help you stay sovereign. Okay, anyways, moving on. That's right. We're going to go to the next REKT because the next REKT. There's so much more. Not that it really matters because Bitcoiners, we don't care about Binance, right? But as we all know, CZ this week had to take the round of humiliation and pass the torch off to the legacy system, right? They let him have his fun in the sun. He's allowed to be rich, but he stepped on some toes. So he's been replaced with this guy, friend to the World Economic Forum, Richard Teng. That's right. That's right. What are your thoughts on this before we dive into the next?
First time seeing it, but this whole thing reeks of somebody wants control of the shitcoin casinos. Somebody wants control of the exits. Somebody wants control of the exits, and this is a successful coup with one of them.
That's a very good point. The World Economic Forum has been pushing all of these narratives by 2030, this low energy future, this eating bugs future. I'm going to say it. I think they're lizard people. I know it sounds crazy, tinfoil hat. Who else would be advocating, right, for all of this low energy, right, which is technically it means your body is cooler and you're eating bugs. Sounds like lizards. Just saying.
Talking about the ones from Alpha Draconis or the ones that live under the surface?
I don't understand what you just said. Are you talking about some kind of a star system?
Yes.
I think that's a star system. I mean, that was a good guess. It sounds like a star system. So yeah. I'm just talking about lizard people in general. I don't know what they are, but Christine Lagarde looks like a lizard person. Yeah, she does. And I mean,
classic lizard person.
Klaus Schwab, I have a hard time because he also looks. So look, Klaus Schwab looks like Emperor Ming, right? For the people who have ever seen Flash Gordon, you'll know this. This is more Gen Xer boomer talk, but like Emperor Ming. But he also looks like Dr. No, which is much more Gen Xer. So, is it even? I mean, are we being clowned that this guy genuinely looks like a comic book villain?
I can't believe how comic book villain he looks. It feels like I'm being clowned every time I look at Klaus Schwab because he is saying the things and looking like the things that I would expect out of a Bond villain.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Oh, God. Okay.
Yet, he continues to be a Bond villain.
He does continue. He does continue to be a Bond villain. Speaking of Bond villains, here's a person that is not. It's much more like a Bond court jester. Shout out to Predator. If you don't follow Predator, I think you should. He puts out some great Bitcoin content, and we'd love to get him on the show so we can shoot the shit with him. No offense to you, Greg. You are absolutely awesome, but we would also like to get Predator at some point. Yeah,
I've never edited anything.
Not trying to be rude, you know? All right, let's dive into this tweet. Predator. This is not an old clip of Ben. This clip was from today, and if you haven't been following the whole Ben Armstrong saga of him getting kicked out of Hit Network, but even before that, shilling, just, you know, everybody knows he shills absolute dog crap, gets all kinds of noobs wrecked, and just has absolutely zero self-awareness. Let's take a look at this clip.
FTX token skyrockets over 40% as Binance faces a legal battle. Guys, on this video I put out today, I say, guys, buying FTT is not a bad choice right now. I don't think so. I think accumulating FTT right now is good. FTX token.
I don't even know what to say about.
Guys, I think accumulating Enron right now is a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea, right? Oh, WorldCom.
As you can.
You can't trust these guys. I mean, not that I would expect anyone to, but for the people that sit there and cheerlead these guys, like you can see in some of the, I mean, of course, I just see Bitcoiner comments at the top, you know, because I'm a Bitcoiner, but some of these comments, you know, some of these people are cheerleading him and sitting there saying, don't listen to the haters. Like, the dude gets paid to shill you shit coins. You are the exit liquidity.
His price sheet got leaked.
Huh?
His price sheet got leaked. Remember that?
That's right. That's right. His price sheet got leaked.
The menu for what you could pay Ben to say and do is available.
And his argument that this was what I did not understand was his argument was, you're showing old information. So wait a second. So now his prices have gone up. So that means it's okay. Yo, Greg, it's all good. His prices have gone up. He's not shilling you garbage.
He's accounting for inflation.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm really sorry, but this clip of Ben REKT, FTT, this is not the advice you're looking for.
This guy is one of the lowest of the low. Like you said it. I mean, he's got no idea. He no self-perception. He doesn't see who he is or what he's doing. He doesn't give a shit. He sees that he's created a money funnel for himself.
In his mind, because he's quote unquote doing well, right? Financially, in his mind, he's doing good things. Right? Like that's what he's convinced himself of. And to be perfectly honest, that's what the majority of the crypto scammers convince themselves of, is that, oh, well, I'm doing good things. And this is where you start getting into that weird mental gymnastics of the net positives.
Like he's even whitewashing, he's orange washing what he's got going on. He's got BTC mentioned in that sidebar right there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Always, because he loves Bitcoin. He loves Bitcoin.
Oh, he loves it. Without Bitcoin, he wouldn't have a side scamming business.
These guys all love Bitcoin, but they all want you to buy their shit coins. Anyways, we're going to move on from Ben. This is the main part of REKT, guys. We got to get into this conversation, right? I know that this wallet is very popular amongst noobs, especially amongst people who do not have their own Bitcoin nodes. So let's dive into it. Wallet of Satoshi, to our valued Wallet of Satoshi community in the United States of America. We've dedicated ourselves to providing the best Bitcoin experience with Wallet of Satoshi, being at the forefront of Lightning usability and adoption. However, we've made the difficult decision to remove our app from the US Apple and Google App stores and will not serve US customers going forward. This decision doesn't come lightly. Our commitment to providing a secure, user-friendly, and compliant platform globally is unwavering. Our top priority is the safety and interests of our customers and our company. I'm going to show some choice comments out of the Bitcoin community. I also want to add that this happened just after the Binance the big Binance deal where they got charged 4.3 billion. CZ had to pay 150 million out of his own pocket. We covered that in a clip. Okay, let's take a look at some of the feedback. Here's a tweet from Francis Pulio. Also, awesome follow. This is the I believe the CEO and the creator of Bull Bitcoin. Great product. Not a sponsor of the show. Just saying it's a great product because I've used it and it was very helpful and I found it to be a great product. Anyways, let's dive into what he had to say. Kudos to Wallet of Satoshi for shutting down their service in USA. I can only assume that operating in the land of three-letter agencies required making unacceptable compromises. Operating a Bitcoin business in the USA is high risk and must be soul-crushing. Interesting take. Okay. Let's take a look at what Jameson Lopp had to say about this one. Unsurprisingly, the most popular Lightning wallet is shutting off access to US users. Why? Wallet of Satoshi is custodial and doesn't KYC its users. This makes them a target to get charged as an unlicensed money transmitter. Bank Secrecy Act violator. Self-custody. Fuck the world. Okay. Now, of course, I didn't necessarily want to shill Jameson's tweet because we all know that he has shilled the shit coins, INX Grin token, and we all know that Kaza provides custody services for ETH. Anyways, besides that though, I do appreciate his take. I don't think that was necessarily a bad take. And I do think it brings up some really interesting concerns, right? Like, Lightning, for the most part, gets used in a custodial way. I do have a Bitcoin Core node. I have a Lightning node. I recently started using Zeus LN as my Lightning wallet, and that connects and pairs right back to my node. But I will admit, for a long time, I was using stuff like Breeze, or even Blue Wallet, right? Even though Blue Wallet can go and connect up to your own Electrum server, you can use it, in a custodial way. In a custodial way. I always screw up the custodial and the non-custodial. It's like, who's hosting what? But look,
hosting your thoughts.
I'm sorting out my thoughts. No, but look, I mean, I never really got into the Wallet of Satoshi thing. I know that it was easier for a lot of people, but I do think this kind of had to happen. I do respect Francis's take. I do think that is a good take, right? Like, look, they're sending a message, right? They're sending a message that people are going to have to figure out how to use non-custodial solutions, number one. Number two, it puts the onus on the people creating these non-custodial solutions to make better user experiences. And I'm not insulting the current user experiences that people are having. I'm just saying user experience is an evolving theme, right? Like, if people were still getting the same user experience out of a computer today that they were getting 20 years ago, we wouldn't be where we are. Right? Like, you've got to refine it all. Anyways, Greg, what are your thoughts on Wallet of Satoshi?
My thoughts are similar to Matt Odell's, and if you'll bear with me, he had a Nostr post that said, removing the app from U.S. app stores abruptly with delayed comms indicates a level of panic from their team that is a concern. The only responsible path forward requires deliberate action from the Wallet of Satoshi team to encourage users to withdraw funds ASAP. Otherwise, the next course of action is likely a panicked shotgun KYC of all users without notice. And that rang pretty true to me. So that was the best take I'd seen on it.
That's a base take. That is a base take. What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on I noticed like some people kind of like some backlash on Twitter, people saying like, oh, how come you crapped on, not you personally, but how come people were crapping on Swan when they sent their letter, but nobody's crapping on Wallet of Satoshi? It's like,
it's two different things. Swan didn't shut down business in the US.
Yeah, there's that aspect of it. I mean, it does kind of also show the, kind of the bending of the knee, right? To a certain extent, though, there is money transmission involved. That's why they have a third-party custodian, right? Because you have to pay for these money transmitter licenses, so on and so forth. I just have a hard time with this one, man. It sucks, I just think it sucks for people, but at the same time, it's like, meh, I never used this thing anyways. And I thought that we were supposed to be trying to learn how to use Lightning in a non-custodial fashion, right? Wasn't that the whole point? Was that we would have these custodial solutions and then we would slowly move away from them? And what does this mean for platforms like Voltage, right? That host that host Lightning nodes for people. Are they technically hosting money transmitters?
Yeah, you money transmitting?
Right?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Somebody just wants to sit on top of that network and collect their fees as usual on top of, a cheaper network. This is going to do it better for us. We don't need you. Go away.
Yeah. I agree. Guys, let us know what you think. Put it in the comments. Like, what do you think about Wallet of Satoshi? Do you use it? Are you in the States? Are you upset with what's going on? Do you think this is like Matt Odell's take? Like, do you think that they, preemptively did this and this, sets a precedence?
I think he's absolutely right. I think this looks panicked to me.
Oh yeah, no, this absolutely does. Absolutely. All right, guys, this wraps up REKT, and we are moving it on over to the Hopium. The Hopium is brought to you by Represent. Awesome threads made by a fellow Bitcoiner. Check them out at represent.com. I am wearing the Taco Plebs t-shirt, which, like Walton always likes to tell you, you can't get it, but you can get awesome threads, much like it. They're great quality. You can get 10% off using the code PlebUnderground at represent.com. For the Hopium, got some good stuff. You probably already had these conversations over Thanksgiving, but we're recording this on Black Friday, so here you go. Tweet from Alistair Milne. Bitcoin talking points for this Thanksgiving. ETFs are coming. BlackRock, Fidelity. Yeah, we're just like, I mean, the ETFs is like a dead horse. It's so gone. We've just talked too much about it. Anyway, so yeah, having more or less 5 months away, inflation drops by 50%. I hate that it's the term inflation. We know how much Bitcoin there's going to be. It's not inflating. It's like, anyways.
Available supply is inflating.
Available supply, I know. Okay, up 135% from the bottom, still 46% below the peak. That's right, guys. If you were stacking sats at this time last year, you were paying approximately $15,000, a little bit more than $15,000 for a whole Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy. QE is coming. Yes, that's right. They pretend they're not going to print money, but they have no other financial tools. Election year is bullish. Meh, I guess so. All the bad guys are in jail, except for CSW. No, not all the bad guys are in jail. We literally just showed you a Ben Armstrong video, okay? And not only that, Richard Hart just made that documentary that came out with... How cringe is that? Anyways. All right, so look, Thanksgiving with the family. I definitely had some Bitcoin conversations, that no lie. Lots of Bitcoin conversations explaining the value proposition of Bitcoin. Greg, did you breach this topic during the family conversations? And
I have been breaching the Bitcoin topic at Thanksgiving since about 2016 with one person in particular who has been hesitant to make any purchases since 2016. And he thought it was important to bring it up to me first this year. Joe, I'm talking about you. And the conversation was pretty cool. He's like, how's that Bitcoin doing? And I was like, well, it's up 130% this year. And I mean, I don't know why you keep asking me. You should buy it. Yeah, I mean, I've been telling you to buy it since it was about $300. And he got really mad and walked away. And I counted that as a win. He's already wealthy.
That sounds like he's already wealthy. That's the problem. That's the problem. Right. Already got lots of fiat dollars. Yeah, the fiat people, the fiat dollar guys, you see, the only way you can get to them, okay, is if they understand censorship resistance. So you need somebody who's gone through some bad shit that's rich. And those people are like, okay, you know what? I'm paying attention.
Mhm.
Right? Like in my case, I'm not rich, but I went through some bad shit. So like I get it. I'm like, you don't even have to tell me about number go up. I don't care. I mean, obviously I enjoy it, but I don't give a shit.
Touch it. It's mine.
You had me at the government cannot stop you. Like that was it. I'm sold. I'm sold.
I'm in. All in. Where do I buy more?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's all it was. It's like, I can control where this goes. I can send as much as I want. Okay, we're good.
I don't know. I've honestly, with family gatherings, I've for the most part stopped bringing up Bitcoin because everybody knows my position at this point. Everybody knows my position. So when
They're not going to ask you. They don't want to hear it.
now I just play conversation sniper. So when somebody brings up something that they've done well on or something in the financial spectrum, I'll just like throw a Bitcoin stat in there. Like, oh, I'm up 20% on my pharma stocks this year. Oh, it's cute. I'm up 137% on my Bitcoin this year.
Cute. You know, it's funny. Anytime people make comments like that, for some reason, I always picture this meme that came out the first time that Trump ran for president, and it was Trump standing in front of like this tiny little wall of bricks, holding up like a measuring stick, and it says, "I'm building a wall." It's like, oh, that's so cute, you know. Like, and again, I'm not dumping on Trump or anything like that. I'm just explaining how funny the meme is. I don't care about politics, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I think of when I picture that. When anybody tells you, oh, you know, something like that, it's like, oh, how cute, you know.
Oh, cute.
You got the kid version. Oh, you got Lego. You know?
I remember when I gambled on stocks. That was cute.
That was cute. Yeah, that's fine.
One of the best
Let me know when
saving
it's life changing, bud.
Let me know when you need to store your wealth somewhere.
Let me know when you get it. I'll be here.
Let me know how you feel after this next round of QE. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, you think that $10 stick of butter is expensive now? Wait till it's 20.
In 4 years, it's going to be a $20 stick of butter. It's great.
I do have to say, doing the grocery shopping and going into the grocery store and paying $55 for like 4 items. I know that somebody's gonna be like, well, what items did you buy? Trust me, they were not worth $55. I don't give a shit which way you slice this, okay? It's not $55 worth of food. It just is not. But it is because the money is crap. So it's actually probably worth more than $55, let's be honest. Right? They're still getting ripped off. I don't know what just happened there. I don't know what happened.
You were complaining about food inflation, which I heard Thanksgiving was cheaper this year than it's been in the past years.
Well, Thanksgiving was cheaper last year too.
Right. Thanksgiving was cheaper last year too.
Hey, let me ask you. Speaking of which, how did the bean salad go over with everyone? Was everyone enjoying the bean salad and the cricket cakes? Was that no?
Cricket cakes.
Cricket cakes? No.
Cricket cakes. A lot of beef.
Just sounds gross.
A lot of beef, a lot of cheese.
Nobody's eating that. You know, you always have that family member that brings over the food that no one's gonna touch. You know, it's like they bring over this thing and it's like, oh, that's nice, thank you.
No, I've heard tell of that. I'm a lucky person. There is not a dish at these family gatherings that doesn't go untouched. Everything's fantastic.
Okay,
and they've all gone through the filter of like, there have been dishes that have been removed.
You've been stricken from the Thanksgiving menu.
Every dish currently is a good dish.
You may sit at the table, but you may not bring food.
Exactly.
It's fair enough. I can see that happening.
We are no longer in charge of the green bean casserole.
Oh God, this is brutal. Okay. Moving on. We've destroyed Thanksgiving. We've destroyed Alistair's tweet.
Destroyed Alistair's tweet.
Yeah, we're going to my tweet now.
Going to my tweet now.
It's my tweet.
My tweet.
It's not your tweet. It's my tweet.
Your tweet's my tweet.
Well, it's actually some other guy's tweet that I'm just making screenshots. But yeah, the finance guy decided to cell phone himself this morning, complaining about family members, right? We can't get away from the Thanksgiving family members. Bitcoin is the future and 401k plans are a scam, in quotations. Cousin Tyler, the 22-year-old living at home, working part-time and day trading. Now, while the finance guy is REKTing how many people? 23.9k followers. While he's REKTing those people, his broke ass nephew, living at home,
sounds based as hell, saving money, staying at home while he stacks
his
ass.
returns.
He's gonna wreck this guy. I hope I hope he dances all over his cousin in 4 years at Thanksgiving.
Let's just take a look at the decade, right? Let's just take a look at the decade. Bitcoin's 10-year return, right? And again, these are loose numbers, but here we go. Okay, we're looking if you do some cherry picking, you're looking at approximately, and very loose cherry picking. Okay, 2,546.8%. Now, when it comes to this, there is no cherry picking. There just is what it is. There's no looseness. There's no tightness. This is what it is. The average 401k balance is up 39% in the past decade. Bitcoin is up 135% in a year. And this guy is calling himself a finance guy?
I don't think that even beats inflation, Phil. 39%.
Not
You're
sure it
losing
doesn't.
money in a 401k in real terms.
It does not beat inflation. This guy is wrecked. He doesn't even understand the self-own. Now, look, I understand that it's difficult to listen to somebody in their underwear that lives with their parents. Okay? I understand that. That's why I moved out of my parents' house and I wear pants. Okay? That's it. That we solve the issues. We solve the issues here. Anyways, but besides that, the point is sometimes, right? Sometimes it's worth taking a listen to, right? Sometimes people's ideas, and I'm not talking about shitcoins. I'm not talking about shitcoins. Those are always bad ideas. Don't be an idiot. But certain ideas, when you examine them enough and you cannot find where they are broken, may just be really good ideas. And that's what happens with Bitcoin. So in this case, right? The broke cousin, he's going to make it. Whereas the finance guy, he's not going to make it.
Soy Jack. Clearly defined roles.
Clearly defined roles. I mean, this guy's about to become a meme. This guy's he is about to become a meme. Okay, this is our last thing for Hopium before we wrap it up. Greg has been an excellent sport. And that's right. We're going to finish off with some good hodl Hopium from Wicked at W_S_Bitcoin. Here we go. For the first time ever, more than 70% of all Bitcoin has been hodled for more than 1 year.
Ooh, Kings and Ducks. Oh, that was the number. I thought you were doing that. I thought we were going to look at some sports ball.
No, we're not looking at, you know, I'm not a sports dude. So look, to me, I guess I would consider it Hopium. I guess I consider that good things, right? Number one, it tells me this: the people that are buying Bitcoin, they're doing it. I think that we're seeing more conviction, which is very important. And this only happens, really, the conviction only happens when you do the actual research and you challenge your ideas. But more importantly, that you're truthful about how you challenge your ideas. That's the key. And in order to do that, you have to understand the problem that Bitcoin is solving. And anyways, that's how you end up being a shitcoiner, because you don't understand the problem that Bitcoin is solving. And so you think you're going to solve it with this other crap. But take a look at that. 70%, right? Hasn't moved. Does this make you bullish? You find that some good Hopium or not? And don't be shy. It doesn't have to be good Hopium. Walton shuts me down all the time. He'll be like, that's crap.
No, that's fantastic Hopium. That's
right?
You know, the more hodling, the faster NGU. But yeah, and I think we're coming into a bull run here. I think seeing that amount of hodling while the amount on exchanges goes down is incredibly bullish. And I think we're in for some big numbers this coming bull run. But I think that we've seen it in the past. People call for very high tops to these markets.
You saw the Samson tweet?
Saw the Samson tweet. I saw the HODL interview. And while
what's HODL calling for? Because I don't pay attention to him, but what's he calling for?
he was mirroring Samson's. I want to say to anybody who is new in the space to fortify yourself for possibly not reaching numbers like that, and don't ape in expecting numbers like that. You know, stack the sats that you can afford to save. Yes. And then pay your bills.
We're going to sound cheesy now. We're going to sound
make it through the bear market without selling anything, and then buy more.
Yes. Okay, and why I'm saying we're going to sound cheesy, because I'm going to quote Vikingo, right? The stay solvent. I mean, he's not wrong.
Right? One more time. Who?
Stay solvent. Vikingo.
Vikingo.
Yeah.
You didn't read that as Viking?
It's not Vikingo?
I mean, I see Viking and I think Viking.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but...
Or Vikingo or Vikingo. I've never heard of a Vikingo. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've even heard him say his own name. I mean, his own Twitter handle. I'm pretty sure he refers to himself as Vikingo.
I'm feeling pretty self-satisfied and superior right now. So if you take me down from this perch, we're going to have fighting words.
I mean, look, I'm not known for, my correct pronunciation of many words. So I could very well be wrong.
I think we need him to weigh in on this. Because I want to know if it's Vikingo and I've been saying Vikingo. I don't want to be the idiot.
Vikingo, you're going to need to chime in on the comments.
Yeah,
you're going to
Vikingo,
or hold the space.
Yeah, hold the comments.
Or maybe
I like talking over you.
That's okay.
Every time you do.
Can I talk now?
You can talk anything. It's your show. I mean, I'm just the co-host. I'm just the new co-host. You can talk anytime you want.
Guys, don't worry. Walton's back next week with a rhyme. I can't rhyme, as you know, so I didn't even bother trying. All right, but guys, in all seriousness, if for whatever reason you're a sadomasochist, a masochist, you just like pain, Greg, how do people get in contact with you?
Twitter at GregZag1, at the Meme Factory TM, or at Meme Factory TM. We'll put that in the show notes. And then a host of other stock puppets like Suscorp or let's not keep some of them secret so you can find out later. But you'll find me on Twitter or on Noster. MPub's on my Twitter page. I won't name it out here because then Phil will run out of time.
If people, we're not running out of time. We can do whatever we want. This is our show. Okay, this is my show.
Party.com.
That's right. Thank you. Where do what is the what's that address again?
Bitcoin having party.com.
You heard it from Greg. Check it out. That will be in the show notes. Guys, that does it for this episode of PlebUnderground. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us grow the channel. Don't forget to check us out on our audio-only platforms while Greg laughs. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. If you want to stream us sats, check us out on fountain.fm. You could stream us sats through Breeze. And normally this is where Walton tells you to do it, but I'm going to. Guys, fuck shitcoins. Catch you all on the next episode. Peace.
More toxic than the most toxic Bitcoin max.